Good morning. I was gonna say good afternoon, but good morning, everybody. How you doing? Kerry Pope, and it is Wednesday, the 22nd, and it is indeed a beautiful day. So I want to talk to you about something that was dear to my heart this morning. Don't worry, God knows. And I'm going to explain what God knows in just a second. Get time for the audience to build. So hope you're doing well. Hope that life is taking you to heights unknown. And if you are dealing with some darkness, that even in the darkness, God shines his light. And so I'm excited about today. Today, Rebecca and I, we launched the first introductory to Love Ministries. Definitely tune in tonight, 7 o'clock. Go on our pages. You'll be able to see how to join us tonight for that broadcast. And sitting in the car today. Hey, Barbara, you my first one. God bless you. Sitting in the car today, working for Odyssey Black. And if you need transportation to the airport around Atlanta, if you're coming into Atlanta, look me up, odysseyblack.com. Book your travel today. The lighting may be off because I'm sitting in the light today, literally. But I'm blessed. I'm blessed about what God is doing. But don't worry. God knows. And so as I was driving, I began to feel the heaviness of the people. You know, I could feel, when you're an empath, you can feel a lot of the heaviness that people carry. And I began to feel worrying, people worrying about life, worrying about will I ever be happy, worrying about will I have enough money to, do what I need to do in life. And God just impressed upon my heart to encourage you that he knows. Anything that you're dealing with before it even happens, God knows. And you know that saying, God will never put more on you than you can bear. I think sometimes we do get more on us than we can bear, but it's not all necessarily that God put it on us. Sometimes we put it upon ourselves. Sometimes we take on more than we should. Sometimes we don't know how to say no. And we begin to worry about things. Did I overcommit? Am I in too deep? How do I get out? But I want to encourage you today to trust God in all things. Don't worry about what you don't have. Don't worry about what you can't do. If you just every morning wake up and say, God, today, guide my footsteps, guide my feet in the direction, guide my purpose, lead me into the path of what I'm supposed to do. And I promise you that when you have moments where you're coming to a crossroads or you come to a dead end, don't worry. God will guide you. Life is like a maze. God knows the starting point. God knows the ending point. And he puts us in the middle of the maze to teach us things, to teach us to trust, to teach us how to listen to the Spirit and to guide us. When he says turn left, although you don't know what's to the left, turn right. Although you can't see what's at the end of right, you trust the leading of God. And as he guides us, we don't have to worry about our tomorrow, for tomorrow will take care of itself. I want to encourage you to stop worrying about something that's beyond your control. Stop worrying about things you can't control. God knows. God is guiding. God is leading. And sometimes God even allows us to hit that dead end, that wall, in order for us to, first of all, learn not to step out on our own. Number two, learn how to trust the voice of God. I want to encourage somebody real quickly. Stop thinking you're going to get everything right. Stop thinking you're going to hear the voice of the Lord every time. Sometimes you're going to miss the voice of God. Sometimes you're going to miss God. That's how you learn to walk in God, by missing God. Somebody need to hear that. Because you're beating yourself up because you thought you heard the voice of God. You stepped out and it didn't work. Well, guess what? It didn't work. Why stop moving? Learn the voice of God. He said, my sheep know it, my voice, and the stranger will not obey. But until the sheep learns the voice of the shepherd, the voice you hear will lead and guide you sometimes in error. And you're going to make error on this way. You're going to hit your head and stub your toe on this way. You're going to not get everything right, but it's how you learn to listen and know the voice of God. So don't worry. God knows. God knows your heart. God knows you're sorry. God knows you made a mistake. God knows you didn't get it right, but he's not punishing you. but you're punishing yourself because you're so hard on yourself. And I want to encourage you today to ease up a little bit, okay? Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace to know that God is in control, although we may be out of control. It's God who guides us into perfect truth. It is God who even gives us grace in our mistakes. You know, people may not give you grace, but they're not God. God will give you grace. God will even give you a new family. God will even give you new people. But you got to trust the process. And so today, I just want to stop and encourage you to stop worrying about things beyond your control. Stop worrying about things you cannot control. I think someone stated at one time that probably 95% of what we worry about never happens. 95% of what we worry about never happens. What does that mean? You're borrowing worry. And that's not God's will, to borrow worry. So don't worry. God knows, and God is in control. And if you can do that this Wednesday, if you can let God be God in your life, if you can let God guide you and lead you into perfect truth, I promise you, you won't make as many mistakes. And if you do make one, you'll know that the grace is sufficient. God's grace is sufficient, and it will cover you. It will protect you. God will not embarrass you. God will protect you. All right? So happy Wednesday. Share this broadcast. Someone needs to hear this morning because you've been a little too hard on yourself. You need to give yourself grace and know that God knows. So stop worrying. Happy Wednesday. Join us tonight, 7 p.m. on YouTube. You'll see the links on our pages. And we'll see you tonight, 7 p.m. God bless.